time for book club, and our book club pick this month is Tangled Up in Tinsel. It is a Kenny Lowry book. Y'all, I totally do not know what number it is. It's number 6. Number 6 in the Kenny Lowry series. That's terrible. Anyways, our book club is going to be December the 15th, and I hope you guys join us. As usual, it's an all-day event. So if you work or you're out for the day or need to go run an errand, you can always come back and check and answer the questions. We put the questions 1 through whatever down. I try to answer like 15 questions during the day, and then we do a giveaway at the end. So I hope you join us, and I'll put the link at the bottom. But as usual, I am going to read a chapter, the first chapter of Tangled Up in Tinsel, so we get excited. Okay, chapter 1. Let's get this Christmas season kicked off. The sound of the scratching record rose around the sound of whistles and calls and festive cheers from inside the Hunt Club's annual Christmas Cantata. I'm DJ Nellie. I'm excited to be the DJ at the annual Hunt Club Christmas Cantata. I'm ready to ring in the holiday season with y'all with this little ditty to start off with. DJ Nellie said into the microphone, the black headset perched on top of her head. You better watch out, you better not cry. The music was barely heard over the residents of Cottonwood singing along as they formed a circle in the middle of the makeshift dance floor at the Moose Lodge. DJ Nellie from WKK, the only radio station in Cottonwood, had more than just the regular DJ, happy-go-lucky voice. She had the spirit of Christmas coursing through her veins. It was strange seeing her in person and at the hour of the night. Not that it was extremely late. It was 8 p.m., and on a usual night, all of our small town Cottonwood would be tucked in, especially on a cold winter night. The fact that DJ Nellie was a morning DJ who played toe-tapping music to get me through my morning rounds was messing with my head. Here you go. Finn Vincent walked up with a couple of bourbon and cokes to start off our festive occasion. The perfect set of white teeth underneath his mesmerizing smile sent my heart into a tailspin. I'm looking forward to my first Cottonwood Christmas cantata, he said as his eyes captured mine. Cheers! He held up his plastic cup to mine. Merry soon-to-be Christmas, I winked as we clinked our plastic cups together before we took a drink. The strobe lights twirled and flashed with bright colors to beat of the Christmas tunes DJ Nellie was spinning. I didn't realize so many kids would be here, he nodded towards the dance floor at the jumping teenagers who sing at the top of their lung. Santa Claus is coming to town. I didn't blame them. Vivid memories of me doing the same thing were at the forefront of my mind. I was excited to show Finn all the wonderful traditions Cottonwood had to offer now that he wasn't my deputy, who should love all things Cottonwood since he too served the amazing small town, but also as my boyfriend. The only difference between then and now, Cottonwood had grown. Cottonwood had grown over the past couple of years, and it was practically impossible to know everyone like I used to. As the sheriff of Cottonwood, I wanted to know everyone who lived here. I thought those two were supposed to be dating, Finn pointed to the two heads stuck together at one of the long banquet tables, which was covered with a tablecloth that looked like Santa had thrown up all the symbols of Christmas. Leanne Graves and Manuel Liberty, I mused, noticing that Leanne looked a little more grown up than the last time I'd seen her. Then she'd come head to toe with my 5-foot-inch frame, and now she appeared to have grown taller and more mature. Leanne's long gray hair was tied up in a ponytail with the look to be silver tinsel that was used to decorate a Christmas tree. Every time Manuel swung her around, she threw her head back and let out a great peal of laughter that echoed all over the room. Seeing her happy did make me smile. Leanne is 18 now. I took another sip of my drink. Since she turned 18, I don't think we've gotten any calls from her parents. I'm talking about her parents, not her. Finn brought the cup up to his mouth and took a sip. Look at Sean. He gestured to one of the tables across the room where Sean and Jilly Graves were seated, alone, the furthest away from their daughter. By the looks of the disgust on their face, neither Sean or Jilly appeared to be happy that Leanne and Manuel were still an item. Sean had his arms folded across his chest. Jilly's face was set, her mouth was clamped, and her eyes were fixed on the young couple. Across the way, I saw Juanita Liberty with her other two sons at the table, about as far away from the Graves as she could get. The last time I spoke with Sean, he said they were going to try to get along. I straightened up and sighed loudly before I took another drink to try to chase away the stress of the job just for one night. He said that Leanne was legally an adult now, so there's nothing that they can do. Leanne Graves graduated last year from Cottonwood High School. She wasn't one to conform to her parents' rules, and when she didn't, they called me, Sheriff Kendrick Lowry, to go out and to find her. I wasn't sure what they expected me to do. It wasn't like they were a young couple was breaking the law. Plus, Manuel worked for Sean. It wasn't technically trespassing like Sean would tell me. I did the best I could to talk to the young kids, but that's all I could do. Look at Juanita. I pointed her out to Finn. Finn started laughing. What? I asked. Why are we always busy assessing people and their body functions, language, body language, not functions, their body language, that we just can't enjoy a night off? He shook his head and reached over to hold my hand. Job hazard, I winked. But look at them. Both families have that disgusted look on their faces. Why don't they like him again? Finn asked. We watched as the lovebirds got up from their seats and moseyed over to the refreshment table. Manuel took a couple of plastic glasses full of the best darn punch around from one of the sweet Adelines and handed it to Leanne. You know that delicious punch, the kind that you make from Napoleon ice cream with a ton of Sprite, cola poured over top of it? Do y'all know that one? That's a good punch. Anyways, that sweet and tart was the perfect combination. It was a bonus if you got a little of the ice cream in the cup too. Plus the sweet Adelines were serving it from a real glass punch bowl, not a plastic one, making it taste even better. I think it was because she kept running away from home to stay with Manuel. Plus her sneaking out at night didn't help. I couldn't help but smile when I noticed my mama, Vivian Lowry, hand Manuel a napkin and gesture for him to use it on the little bit of punch Leanne had spilt on her chin. Mama was always mothering someone, and in this instance, Southern manners went a long way in her book. Manuel was getting a dose of Mama's class in Southern manners right about now. I also couldn't help but notice Sean Graves shake his head and lean over to say something to Jilly before they got up and walked towards the exit. They aren't staying long, Finn said. He had truly gotten to be just like one of us. It took a few months for him to understand our unspoken rule of family, friends, and gossip. This was just the idea of gossip between me and him. By the looks of Leanne and Manuel, Sean and Jilly better get used to seeing them together. Time sure hasn't stopped the chemistry between them, I said after Manuel had pulled Leanne for a kiss. Out of the corner of my eyes, I happened to notice my mama walk out from behind the refreshment table, collect my daddy, and head right towards me and Finn. Over here, I called, and waved my hand in the air, acting as if I was inviting them over and not waiting on her to barge in like she always did. Where have y'all been? Do you know how hard it is to save these seats? I asked, even though I'd seen her through the dim lights doing her duty as her Auxiliary Women's Club list of volunteering. Another one of Mama's Southern rule in life was to volunteer anywhere you could. She was on every committee she could fit in one day. You know your mama. Dad rolled his eyes so hard it made his nose curl. First she tried on several outfits. Then we got here. She took on more jobs than she signed up for, and one of them was pouring out that punch. Why? I looked at Mama. It's the Moose Lodge. It's the Hunt Club, not the sweet Adeline's putting it on. You need to enjoy yourself every once in a while. I wasn't sure if I'd made all their money to put on that annual dance, so I was just helping out where needed. Her Southern doll not only drew out her words to make them longer syllable, but it drew her hand up to her chest and she lightly tapped the pearl necklace around her neck. Earlier in the year, the Hunt Club puts on an annual gun show where they rent this space from the Moose Lodge and sell guns. The proceeds go to put on the annual Christmas dance, where all those proceeds goes towards a school in the Library of Cottonwood. I might as well tell ya, Mama's lips pursed as her words ran together. These words that you never want to hear from Mama. They had a deeper meaning when they came from her. Tell me what, I encouraged her with a deep-knotted fear that I was going to regret it. I'm running for Snow Queen, she proclaimed with a pride. A squeal of joy broke from her lips. You're what? My jaw dropped. Finn lifted his hand to his mouth in an effort to try and cover up the smile on his face. The fame of being on the Culinary Channel has gone to her head, and now she thinks she needs to run for Snow Queen. Daddy didn't sound as enthusiastic about it as Mama did. Now shush that up, Mama scolded him. You turn that frown upside down because people will see that you're not happy for me, and that's negative. My eyes darted between my parents. No way, shape, or form was Daddy going to win the battle. Yet another defeat. Daddy took my plastic cup and downed what I had left to drink. Come on, Finn, Dad nudged his head toward the cash bar. I'll buy you a drink, and I'm going to need a double. Mama had a big old smile on her face and graciously nodded as everyone walked by. What's wrong with your hand? I asked when I nodded when she did some sort of flicking motion that when someone walked by and said hello to her. I'm sure Dr. Shively is here somewhere and can take a look at that for you. I twisted around in my seat to see if I could see Camille Shively, the only doctor in Cottonwood, and who could give Mama something for her twitching hand. Obviously, you haven't been watching any of those public broadcasting shows about the Queen and how they wave to their people. She did it again. I'm practicing. If I win, I'll be in all the parades. These will be my people, she gestured toward the room. I'm hoping to get one of the car dealerships to sponsor me, and I can sit in the back seat of a convertible. You've lost your mind, I shook my head. What? She drew back. I know it's winter, but convertible cars have seats. Besides, I've been eyeballing this fur down at Lulu's boutique, and it'd go perfect with my hair coloring. She sniffled and lifted the side of her finger under her nose. What else do I have to look forward to this Christmas? Her nose took a sharp turn from upbeat to a tearful with a few extra sniffs to drive her point home. Here we go, I grumbled under my held breath and drank what little cocktail was left up in my cup. Now it was my turn for a good Southern scolding. Mama was going to tell me which way it was up, and right now I was on top of that list. Well, that's not through chapter 1, but the video is getting long because I'm not very quick at reading. So we're going to go ahead and stop because there's like 7 more pages. It's kind of a long chapter. So I hope you guys join us on December the 18th, or 15th, December the 15th, and our book club, and we're reading Tangled Up in Tinsel, which is the 6th book of the Kenny Lowry Mystery Series. Talk to y'all later. Bye.